Hungry Caveman. I don't have many MMTLP shares, so I don't want to transfer NextBridge. Would it be worth transferring at least one share to have an account? I think you mean AST, transfer to AST. Can they offer shares for shareholders to buy in a private company? I mean, you can transfer if you want. Will it be worth it? Not a clue. It sounds like if there is a gray market that supposedly only shareholders will be able to buy when you have a private company and it's doing weird things. The gray markets are weird, and it sounds like they want to make it so that we can never touch one. So I have no idea how you'll ever get the stock. And if NextBridge is going to offer the 40 million shares that they plan on offering, it sounds like it's going to go to a particular person that they have in mind. Their accredited, selected investor. So I don't know if you will be that accredited investor, Hungry Caveman. I mean, maybe you are. I honestly don't know. What's this about RBC and GTS supplying TD America with counterfeit shares of MMTLP? Apparently somebody wrote TD Ameritrade asking who the market maker was that they routed purchases through, and they admitted that it was GTS. So if you purchased MMTLP shares, Brian's already like, I'm bored. If you purchase MMTLP shares through your broker, it got routed through GTS, and GTS is exactly who is naked shorting, because that's their prerogative. That's why they got it trading again, so they can continue to hammer the price down. And that's probably, I bet they were, elbowing FINRA to get them to stop trading so they'd never have to pay anything back. Because they knew, like we knew, that positions were going to get forced closed and they were going to owe us $1 gajillion on all those shares. Daphne, hello. Billy Jack Jr. Oh, what happened to Billy Jack Sr.? What do you think is the most likely scenario with formerly MMTLP? Resolution 1, trade. 2, litigation. 3, unique settlement. 4, other. I mean, we still have probably a month or more until the judge has to say something about the loss, about Rosa's lawsuit specifically. I don't know how Allen's lawsuit or the Hoffman guys are progressing. I've not kept up on those. But Rosa's filings need a response within 90 days of she last filed, which was what, January 11th or something? So what's 90 days from them? April 11th? So we got a month, maybe, until they have to make some sort of, I recognize what's happening. I'm going to stall a little longer. I still honestly, even though I've got bias, I still honestly think that her position, that lawsuit, is solid. Their arguments are solid. She laid the groundwork to show that FINRA can be sued, that they have done things to put their thumb on the scale before for members like Wells Fargo and stuff in the past, that they violated their own codes of ethics by allowing the stock to trade in the first place when it wasn't supposed to, and then stopping it from trading before it was supposed to stop from trading to allow the closure of these short positions. So, I think any judge would have a hard time making a cogent argument based just on the fact that FINRA claims that they're immune to lawsuits. Oh, you can't sue us. Because I think Rosa could easily appeal that to the appellate court, and the appellate court would have a panel and go, yeah, this is pretty messed up. So I think that judge in Florida, I have no idea how much he pays attention to the financial markets. I have no idea who he's talking to, experts he's asking questions of. But if he does rule against Rosa, I think there's a good chance she can get it overturned by a panel. So anyway, that litigation, I think a decision on litigation is probably the best way to go forward, because I don't think FINRA is going to do anything until there's a decision, and I don't think NextBridge is going to allow this stock to trade ever on their end. They're not going to relist it. They're just not going to happen. But there could be, but I think they would allow 2 days to close all the short positions and go from there. Unique settlement. I don't know if the government would step in and force a settlement price at this point. But if NextBridge sells their oil assets, then those oil assets will filter down to the shareholders, and then anyone who's shorted will owe the equivalent as PILs.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Brian's out of beer. So, you know, that's one way to resolve, and maybe that's what everyone's waiting for. But even then, you know, the fact that oil prices are crashing is probably good for those short hedge funds, because that means the potential sale price for those oil fields now gets lower as well. It's, you know, this potential sale price is potentially half of what it was in this time last year, because oil's at $68 a barrel. So, you know, maybe they can wait it out until there's an economic collapse. The oil's back at $10 a barrel. The oil fields are essentially worthless, and there you go. They waited us out, and that was how it goes. I hope not. I want to get paid, man. Pat Philp. I was about to say Philip, but that's straight up Philp right there. How does No Labs technology compare to others like Acme Parent Company? Where do you think their timing will fall compared to each other? I have no idea how Acme Parent Company's technology works. I do know that No Labs, I think, is the only one doing radio frequency resonance. So they're beaming in radio waves, looking for particular molecules for the resonant frequency and bouncing that information back. And that appears to be how that works. Christopher Steadman, regarding Rosas' case, is there a deadline for judgment? Lots of time has passed since U3 halt, no statements. There's 90 days from when everyone gets all of the documentation in that they have to make a ruling of some kind. So I might have my dates wrong, but I think January 11th was the last time people filed stuff in it. Might be a couple weeks after that. It was in January sometime. So there's 90 days from that point. So we're looking at April-ish when the judge has to make a statement. And it can be like, I'm reading everything. It might not be a ruling of some kind. But it all progresses at the judge's time scale, no one else's.